Hey y'all, this is Lisa Zahiya, life and business coach. I want to talk to you about how I built $500,000 dance studio in 5 years and then grew it from there. So when I moved to Asheville, North Carolina, I knew I wanted to open a dance business. So I immediately started teaching dance so I could feel out the market. So that's the first step, is I understood the market I was in. Asheville's a very small town, but it's a very active town. So lots of interest in movement, and I sort of took stock of the market. Now, I was interested, this is very different, in not teaching dance to kids, although that was part of our business, but the main focus of the business was teaching dance to adults. So, what did I do? Some very specific things to get the business to that size. First was differentiation. Once I understood the market, I really thought about how can I make this different, because what we see generally in the dance market is there's like straight dance fitness, which is usually offered as part of gyms, and then there's kids dance, oftentimes, which is like competition or performance based to make somebody specifically better, and then we see adult dance, which is usually adult dance that's either an afterthought or it's adult dance for people who used to be dancers, which is very different than adult dance for actual beginners. So our focus was adult dance that was focused on making you feel better in your body. So while we did offer ways for people to get better, people to advance, we really focused on adult dance for transformation in your life. And everything, the marketing, the t-shirts, there was this great big poster. It was sort of famous when you walked in the studio. That were the rules of the studio. That was like how you feel about your body, take up space, transform. And that was really important because it was differentiating us from the market. It was also what was in my heart and what I wanted to do with the market. So the second thing I did is we did mostly what I would say source dance. So it was either people who had studied at the source of a dance form, or it was people who were like from the source. So we didn't have a lot of, if we were doing cultural dances, it was very important for us to have as many source dancers as possible. So when we started, it was one teacher. It was me teaching 4 or 5 classes a week. And what I did is, this was really important. I always looked at what was going well and I amplified that. So even when I had 4 or 5, I really relied on the data. Didn't just keep offering things that I thought I wanted. I looked at what was going well and I made that bigger instead of fixing the things that weren't going well. So I did that. So I got, I think the first year in business, I made $45,000 and I was thrilled. In the second year, I went to about 125 with me and one other teacher. And that was a lot of hustle, a lot of time. But one of the things we were able to do is we focused a lot on memberships, which was we either sold series, which was like 8 weeks at a time, or memberships, so I could have reoccurring revenue. So once that reoccurring revenue hit $100,000, 6 figures, I knew that I could start hiring more people and investing back in marketing. So did a lot of community marketing, a lot of very local ad buys using Facebook and Google. So, but very specifically to within like 5 miles of the studio, because then you can get a lot of people to see it. And I very specifically like focused on women, transformation. I stuck to that message. I didn't try to go all over the board. And then I added teachers and we created consistency. So we had some master teachers, people who were really masters of their craft. And I saw the studio as a bit like an art gallery where they could come in and showcase their work. Some people were trainees of mine where I was developing them as teachers. Those 2 people were treated differently, but we had very clear agreements about like consistency and communication and starting and ending each class the same, making sure that people had cohesive experiences in the studio. And then finally, we really participated in the community, a lot of community events, community shows, showcases. The last showcase we have, which was in 2019, before COVID, had 500 people in the audience. So I really thought a lot about what's my mission and how do I make this a cornerstone of this community rather than how do I maximize money. And by focusing on mission, guess what? I maximized money, right? So got to, in 5 years, $500,000, which felt pretty exceptional for the size of the business, very strong margins, and then we're able to grow from there by adding a second studio and then continuing to amplify those same things that were working. So it's all possible. You can do all of it. You can create multiple six-figure, million-dollar businesses from that thing that you love so much. And you can make good margins and you can make money. If you're interested, I'd love to talk to you about it. How can I help you grow your business? Go to chatwithlisaz.com and we can set up a time to talk.